This is John Lee with the St. Louis Real Estate Investors Association. Today is, I have to look, August 28th, 2020. Okay, I can even hardly say that this morning. Okay, we have Chris Bosler to fill us in from Davis and Travellini LLC to fill us in on the latest court situation in the St. Louis area. Morning, Chris.
Welcome. Morning. I'll start off with basically the city. Kathy's got we'll pop it in shortly. She's going to have some updates about the county, that's something she's working on. So I'll save that for her. St. Louis City, as anybody who's been on this call the last month, is currently on the tail end of a order from the presiding judge, Judge Burleson, barring sheriff's executions in the majority of eviction cases, basically non-commercial and non-drug evictions, through September 1st. This order has not been extended at this time, and we don't know whether or not it will. We have been in communication with Judge Burleson, but he has not shown his hand just yet. I've been talking to other judges who understand that Judge Burleson does not fully believe his current order or any order barring this is legal, which of course has been our position from the start. But he is also sympathetic to hearing from his health department from the city, as well as the fact that all this money, as I understand it this week, the city is still not releasing any of this CARES Act money. I've been working on a few applications with ones where I've been working with defense attorneys, and yesterday I got the first response that we'd even been approved for any money, and that was only for $1,000. One thing I have learned is that the CARES Act money, at least in some programs, you can stack it. So I've gotten one where I was told originally that it was just 3 months. Now I've gotten 3 months plus $1,000. So there is, you can apply for, you and your tenants can apply for different programs at once, and you may be able to piecemeal together some things. The other change that they've negotiated with the city is if you do get CARES Act money from the CARES Act City Fund, it used to be you had to accept the check or send it back. And if you accepted the check, you had to waive all the rest of the money. What they're allowing landlords to do now is hold the check until you can hold the check all the way to December 31st and give your tenant time to pay back the rest first before you cash it. Because once you cash it, you are then waiving the rest of the money. But they are allowing you to hold the check in your file and not cash it until December 31st. So that's opening up a lot of avenues for us to say someone's only getting $1,500 and they owe $35. Says, all right, you're going to spread out the other two over the next, several months. And then once you pay that last $2,000 and of course your current rent, we'll accept the $1,500 check, and then you'll be current. I would caution anybody who gets money, if you don't know what it's for, what it's from, or what conditions it comes with, to give us a call. And we just like to know if anybody's getting money. So to see if it's working. So that's really what I'm concerned about. Also, in case any of you don't know, there's in the city, and I'm sure in the county too, there's mortgage assistance, for the ones that, are being affected by COVID. Either your tenants aren't paying because of COVID, or maybe you're losing other income because of COVID. I don't know exactly the application process for that. Some of you probably would better to inform me how that goes, because I've only applied for it for tenants. But we'd love to know all of this. But the reason I bring up that the money's not being distributed is because the reason the judge initially paused this was to give time for the money to be distributed. And I'm afraid that because the city has dragged their feet, he may feel compelled to extend it further. Now, we are negotiating with him to try to pressure him to not make it a blanket bar, as it pretty much currently is now, and allow us on specific cases where we have problems. I had a client call me today and said her tenant, who now owes over $9,000, hasn't paid since November, is just spent the last 48 hours screaming at the top of her lungs in her apartment, and the police won't do anything and we can't do anything. So cases like this, she's losing all of her other tenants, and she's going to lose the building if she has an empty building. I've got numerous landlords calling me, telling me they're going to file bankruptcy because of all this. So we are pushing back and currently fighting with the legal services community, which we normally work well with, but they, I feel, are taking advantage of a public relations in a crisis to try to address other issues. They don't like people being evicted in general, which is, no one does. But the putting this off on the landlords is not the solution, and nor is it legal or fair. I mean, you guys didn't cause COVID any more than the tenants did. But basically you're forcing you to extend credit to tenants by not letting you evict them, which are things you're never, either at the very worst is credit, most likely you're just extending them a place to stay for the next few months. So, so that we should know more next week about the city. Pay attention for those of you who have things pending, pay attention to the newspaper. I'm sure it'll be in there, what he's doing. And you can always call us once it's done. I mean, knowing how it's being done, we might not know until September 1st, whether or not he's extending it. But the St. Louis County is still not allowing any. We can still file. We're still suggesting you file, but they're not allowing any evictions. In the city, I would suggest, I don't think any of this is I just had a client get off the phone with him 5 minutes ago, told me that he was thinking about filing. And I said, I highly doubt, I can't promise it, but I highly doubt any city ban will extend farther enough to, by the time we get to court, which is taken much longer than it usually is, by the time we get to court and get a judgment, most likely any city ban will be extended. Will be expired. I can't guarantee it, but you should still go ahead and file for those who are just not responding to you. It's what I've told, or just not paying you anything. That's what I told the legal services people. I'm like, what do you want my landlords to do? If the people don't respond and don't say, hey, I can pay half rent or I can pay partial to catch up, in addition to, they have to file because they don't know whether or not there's ever any intent to pay. So it's, we're trying to push back on you, on the idea that all of you are evil millionaires looking to take advantage of these poor folks. It's, we're never going to win the PR battle, but we can at least push back to an extent that, that they don't, it's not everyone's taking advantage of you. The Jefferson and St. Charles County is pretty much normal. If you have any properties out there, it's, obviously with health considerations in there, and it's a little bit slower, but generally it's at least there's no bans on that, because honestly, it's probably more of a political leaning thing than anything else, but we'll take it. So the Kathy's still on her call, but we're actually taking and what she'll explain to you more probably is we're taking legal action starting the process to take legal action against St. Louis County to try to force them to allow evictions. So I know Kathy has filed a motion to request that we could do evictions on an old case, and we know they're going to deny it. And once they deny it, we can take that up to the appellate court. So we'll see how that goes. We're still in the early process of it, but I know, we've got support among some of the judges. Not that really matters. It'll be what the appellate court decides. And so that's what I anticipate she's doing. But again, our advice is still to file. For those of you who had CARES Act properties, Section 8 tenants or anything, or federal backed mortgages, if you had sent your 30-day notices for people who were behind at the end of July when the CARES Act expires, you're getting to the point now where you can start filing again. So you are no longer barred. I can't promise you that Congress won't eventually, stick it to us again. But as of right now, you can file if you want to, as long as you sent that 30-day notice. Now, if they are only behind in August, you don't need to do it. But anything for July, you would have need to send that 30-day notice and wait 30 days before you could file, is our interpretation of the law anyway. And I don't think I've seen anybody else coming out differently on that one. I see Christine's on. Christine, I told him everything. I know Kathy was going to try.
I missed. I came in right at the end of what I think you were talking about, the writ or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't really get it too much into that because I know Kathy wanted to talk about that. I see someone asked are you looking to file anything against the city? With the city, we are waiting to see, I think, what Judge Burleson does. If he gives us a reasonable order, on the extension, maybe we won't. We are more upset with Burton's order in the county because it's open-ended and has no sign of ending. Under his current order, we basically have to go an entire month without anybody who works for the St. Louis County coming down with testing positive for COVID, which that might not happen until March. Or ever. So, he's using the health of the sheriff as an excuse. It's a pretense. I mean, we all want the sheriff to be healthy, but going out and evicting people is not a risk for these sheriffs. And
Well,
there's
because
Kathy and
yeah, he's using that as a basis, but they haven't stopped serving a civil process. The sheriff still serves summonses. They're still serving garnishment orders. Yet he's saying we don't want the sheriff to go out and be at risk of evicting when there's more chance that the sheriff is going to be encountering a greater number of the public doing civil summonses or garnishment orders rather than sheriff execution orders. So
I gather you've been talking about my latest attempt at tilting it with
I've teased it.
windmills.
I've teased your move.
you probably need to go in more detail of what we've done so far.
Okay. So what we're doing is there's a procedure by which you can get the appellate court to make a lower court do something called a writ. And in order to be eligible to do this writ, you have to have something that's denied or not done or done wrongly on the trial court level. So as you know, Judge Burton in St. Louis County has issued a pretty much endless stay of our eviction executions. I personally believe, he said his latest order says that they're stayed until the county gets to phase 2. Included in getting to phase 2 is nobody in the court system testing positive for at least 2 weeks. Our county court system includes 2 jails on premises, the juvenile detention and the county jail in Clayton. They're all part of the courts. And it's unlikely that we're going to go 2 weeks without a positive test. And even if we don't have a positive test, I don't think Judge Burton's inclined to lift this order. I don't think he's inclined to order that we go to phase 2. We're in phase 0 now, and we've been there for a month, and he hasn't progressed to phase 1. He talks about a lot of things in these orders that he's issued about the level of community spread and infection rates and all that kind of thing. But I think the one thing that he has consistently done is as long as there's a positive test in the county court system, he either goes back a phase or he extends the phase that we're in for 2 more weeks. So to go up 2 phases, we've never been to phase 2 in the county since the shutdown. And to go up that many phases, I think is unrealistic to expect until the virus is contained in some way. So we have clients who have judgments from before the shutdown, where the tenants are owed thousands of dollars. And so I had plenty of ideas about test cases. We had talked to some other lawyers about this, including a couple who aren't landlord lawyers, but are experts in writs and appellate work and that kind of thing. I've done appellate work somewhat, but I have never done a writ. So here I am at my age learning new tricks. But we picked one out where the tenant, we took a judgment in February or in March. We filed in February, took a judgment in March, filed the execution right before the shutdown, and we got shut down. These tenants have told the landlord that they're not moving until the sheriff comes. And I think they know from the media that the sheriff isn't coming, at least not for any period of time. Now their lease expired at the end of July, so now they're holdover tenants on top of everything else, and their balance is in the 5 figures. And so we started by filing a motion, which I did yesterday, to request that the court issue the execution. We already filed it in March, we already paid for it, but they haven't issued it. So and that motion is scheduled for next Thursday. And that's in front of our bulk filing judge, Judge Lassiter, who is a great judge, and we really like him. But he's his hands are tied because the presiding judge has issued this order. So we believe that Judge Lassiter will deny our request, and that sets the table for us to go to the Court of Appeals with a writ asking the Court of Appeals to order St. Louis County Circuit Court to issue this execution. Now, we're proceeding with just this one case, but we believe if we win, that will mean that all executions will start to be issued. I was really kind of, we gave this a lot of thought. I mean, we've been talking about it. We've been trying to figure out what to do. And when I kind of realized that I had a bunch of test cases, I can take this up, and if I don't win, we can still file in federal court on a different test case. And federal court is our other proposed, way of doing this, because it's clearly for the landlords and property owners, a denial of due process and an annihilation of your rights to not be able to enforce your judgments and get your property back. So we have some people smarter than I am who are thinking about, those constitutional pleadings and everything in federal court. But in the meantime, we're going to try this writ. And I will tell you that many people have said to me, we can't believe no one is challenging Judge Burton. And I kind of thought, well, if a lot of these people it's not just me thinking this is wrong. A lot of these other lawyers and judges are saying, yeah, we can't believe no one's challenged them. Well, maybe I should tee one up. So we're taking a shot. We have asked our landlords, because it's possible to just win this writ, and it won't cost that much. But it's possible that if we have to go to federal court, or if it gets appealed to the Supreme Court, or we don't know what, it could cost some money. And some of our helpers that are experts in appellate procedure and federal court want to get paid, as do we. But we're asking our landlords to, contribute some money to it. We'll hold everything in our trust account. We'll only pay it out as we use it, and we'll prorate it back to everybody if we don't use it all. I had originally thought we would ask for maybe $1,000 a landlord, but then I realized we have big and small landlords. So I said to Christine this morning, I said, maybe we should be asking for like $10 a unit. But we're really happy with anything if anybody wants to contribute to this cause. And if you have a case in St. Louis County that you consider to be egregiously overdue with respect to, you have a judgment and they won't process your execution, let me know about that too. I'd appreciate it if everybody would email me about this rather than calling me, because I've got another call this afternoon with these lawyers to talk about this. So I might not be available to field a lot of calls. Plus, I want to do some research on it, anticipating that Judge Lassiter is going to deny our motion because of the presiding judge administrative order. I want to be ready with our writ paperwork. And since I've never done one before, that's going to cause me, a little extra time. But what else have I got to do? I'm not going on any cruises right now, that's for sure. So,
right.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know what else Christine talked with you about, but
I hopped on shortly before you, so I didn't really give any information.
I had covered.
I don't know that I have any new information since last week in the county, other than what we're doing with this writ.
Yeah.
And I had given an update on the city where we were with Judge Burleson and what we were hoping for, and what we know and don't know. So about his order.
Chris, do you want to say anything about St. Charles and Jefferson?
I already told him it's pretty much
Okay.
normal. So
Yeah.
file away. I mean, it's slower, but it's normal. Particularly Jefferson's a little bit slower, but St. Charles is pretty much, you can do whatever you want.
And, Judge Burleson called me the other day to talk to me about the city order and whether he was thinking about extending it or, wanted my input. And he said to me, I can't believe nobody's taking Judge Burton up on his order. So I feel like I've been given the hint about 20 times, but we're hoping to get Judge Burleson in the city to not extend his order, but I'll be talking with him again today, so we'll see.
Can you put your email address in there where you would like people to send inquiries on that? And also maybe
Yes.
if you have a link or something where we could contribute to what you're talking about here, because I think a lot of us would like to contribute. I'm glad you lowered it from $1,000 to $10 a unit.
I know.
But
Well,
also feel free to donate more is what I want to say. Yeah.
or less. I mean,
Yeah.
I know these are tough times for everybody. So
Yeah. But
what do I do? Hit enter? I did
yeah,
it.
just type
Hey,
it in. There we go.
my first check.
Perfect. Please write this
Contribution.
down, and I'll share this too. But I want to make sure we get the right one that you would like out there.
Yeah, if you want to contribute money, you could send us a check, or you could call our office and we take credit cards.
Okay, excellent. Okay,
Okay.
would you like to put a phone number, one not to you directly, but one that we could call?
Yeah.
And again, we'll share that, but it's good a lot of times to put it in the chat because I know some people don't go back and things get lost on the website. I know it's my fault as much as anybody's. And thank you so much for sharing that too. We really appreciate this. It's just, to me, it's an education every week. I'll tell you that. I don't even know what we're going to be into every week. Okay, Carrie or Heather, thank you very much.
Yeah. Carrie's my son. He, for those of you who use us, he serves process for us in the county. You might know him, and he also does our books. And then Heather is our, she's my goalie. She keeps stuff from getting to me. So those are two very essential people here.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you.
So what else have we got to say? Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you, because Judge Burleson asked me this. Has anybody gotten any money from any of these federal grant charity rent assistance things?
I don't know of anybody personally. Is anybody out there got any money?
I know that just this morning, Christine got an offer on a case from someone.
Okay.
Which, yeah, came out of nowhere. We didn't even know.
Yeah.
When I first got the email, I thought, oh, did we work out some deal? Did we know about this? So we got a couple $1,000s, about half of what was owed on the judgment, and then an offer to pay, do a pay plan for the remainder, which I think is really quite good offer.
That's great.
So it's something. If no one, when Kathy asked that question, did anyone get any money? Has anyone requested the money and not gotten it?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Or is it just you haven't asked, or you haven't had tenants who've asked and aren't getting it?
Anybody? I haven't. I'd ask because I don't have that situation, but I mean, I know a lot of people out there do. So
Yeah.
Anybody? Yeah.
Hi, this is Ann.
Hi, Ann.
On, I don't know, a few days ago, through mediation, they offered us the 3 months of rent and waiving the rest, which would be waiving 4 months, and the tenant gets to stay. This tenant has drugs in the apartment, and it doesn't appear like he's ever cleaned, and he has destroyed it. We declined the offer and said we want him out, and that we will go through other ways, garnishments, collections, to get what's owed to us. So I declined the offer.
Okay. I see that Patrice said her tenants applied, but they haven't received the money yet. Patrice, do you know if they got approved? While we're waiting to see if we get a response on that, I see that Ray is asking, has anyone done a Zoom case in St. Louis County? We are doing our dockets, every week with Zoom. Christine has had Zoom trials.
I had one. I had my first one yesterday.
We've had several that were set, but they all settled or defaulted at the last minute, which is typical of in-person trials too. That happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
How did it go, Christine?
It went fine. I on this one, I think it was more that the defendant wanted to say to the judge, this wasn't my fault. We wanted to pay, but because of COVID, we couldn't, and that's why. And he wanted the opportunity to say all that stuff. So that's really the reason we tried it, I think. Mm-hmm. He wasn't denying it was owed. He wasn't claiming that he had any defense to it being owed, any legal defense anyway. And so we tried it.
Well, looking at the comments in the chat, it looks like some people have had tenants who have applied. And I know that I think, Chris might want to address this, but we've heard that some tenants have applied and been turned down because their default is not directly related to COVID. They were in default before the shutdown. Mm-hmm. They didn't have a job before the shutdown, so it's not related. And Chris can elaborate, but I think the city seems to be dragging its feet on making decisions. and like coming back after weeks and asking for more documentation.
Mhm.
Yeah, I talked to a landlord this morning who told me that she's been trying to get money for, I think, for her clients for mortgage help, and the city's being really difficult. As to whether, I had one I applied for 2-3 weeks ago that they're just now asking for more documentation. So they don't know I think they're just so worried about fraud that they're overthinking the thing and just not sending things out, or I don't know if they're trying to do a ranking system. I don't know. I don't think anyone knows what they're doing. But back to what, Ann said, now it sounds like Ann did not want the person to stay even if they could pay, which is fine for her to refuse it. But if you have a situation like Ann's, like I said earlier, and they owe, they offer you 3 months rent and they owe some more. Again, the city, I don't know this about the county stuff, but the city is allowing us to hold that check that you get until on the back end of it. So you can still you can still accept it, but under the conditions that it all has to be caught up before December 31st, absent the last, whatever you get. Now, the other thing is, anybody in mediation, they're just saying what they think they can get, and there's nobody able to promise. I finally got, again, the mediation group, it got me $1,000. They got that within a day. I haven't seen the money yet, but we got approval. So any mediator, it's all, anytime you're doing one of those mediations and they want you to do a payment plan, you need to make sure that it's included, even if they don't get the money, how it's going to be paid off as well, the last 3 months of rent or so. So the way I've been doing it is, let's say they're going to pay an extra $400 a month. You just say that's what their payment plan is. Now, if the city money comes in, great. And then that'll shorten their payment plan time. But other than that, they got to keep paying. So, and if anybody wants help with, if they get fortunate in one of these mediations and they want help from us, I can't imagine any of them's done any more than I have, because I've been doing those in trials, left and right, unfortunately.
Mhm.
Let me go back to the question from Ray about the Zoom case. When you're just talking about the docket, that's fairly straightforward. And if I'm not sure if they're doing it on pro se cases, if they're doing a Zoom docket, although I think they are, because I think there's mediators who are there for that. But they can send you into a breakout room where you can talk to your tenant, and that kind of thing. And if you have DocuSign technology, which we do, we send them the consent judgments as soon as we've worked something out immediately and have them click and sign it and send back and get it filed. So we don't have to fool around with them ghosting on us, and not ever calling us back. With respect to the trials, if you get set for a Zoom trial or a WebEx trial, there's pre-trial orders that you have to follow that tell you how to get your exhibits in. So you have to email them ahead of time or get them to the court ahead of time, get them to the other party and that kind of thing. So make sure you read that stuff over carefully if you're going to do that so that you're ready to do it. And you might also want to make sure that you have video technology before, you leap out to do that, because you might want to hold something up or, that kind of thing at the trial for everyone to see.
And if you don't have video technology, you're doing this in St. Louis City, the city is starting a program where you can show up on the day of your trial. You can get an order from the judge first, and they're setting up a room for people who have trials to get on their webcam computers and be able to present evidence. So if you do get set for trial and you're running it alone and you don't have the ability to do video, it sounds like the courts are, after some recent challenges by the legal services community, are going to be bending over backwards to get everybody on webcam as opposed to over the phone, which has been what they've been allowing for the most part thus far. So video is going to be important, I think, if you want to proceed.
Mhm.
Okay.
Great.
MSD bills not paid by tenant and goes to collection against everybody. Yeah. We feel like with MSD bills, you're better off just including it in your rent amount and paying it yourself, because it's so sticky to get out of it. You basically can't get out of it. You're the property owner. You're going to have to pay it if the tenant doesn't pay it.
Mhm. Exactly.
So anybody else got anything for us today?
Wow.
Wish me luck on my writ.
We will. Thank you.
I will take wishes, hopes, prayers, voodoo, anything you got.
We'll give it all to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's yeah, and please do call and to donate to the fund, because this is really helping us all in the long run. This is so invaluable. And also any questions too, I guess send them to the email that you put in the chat. I'll go
Yeah.
ahead and get that out there. We'll post that, but it's good to have it in there so people can write it down, but we'll get it out there. So thank you so much.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Bye, thanks.
Thank you again.
Bye.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Okay, anybody else want to hang on that heard about our, we talked earlier about the having to do in a halves and wants here?
Mhm.
I don't know how you want to do this, John. Do you want them to put something in the chat to let us know that they've got something?
Yeah, why don't we do that, Lloyd?
You can mute them.
Yeah, well, they can unmute themselves. We don't have it locked up, but
Okay.
yeah, we appreciate you keeping it muted in the meantime because there's a lot of background noise. But yeah,
Yeah, I kept myself muted. So I do know to start off. I see Joan is on here. Joan, you want to unmute yourself and tell us tell us about your property you have for sale?
Hello?
Hello, Joan, are you there?
Hello?
Okay. There you go. Okay, we can hear you
Can
now.
me? Good, good. Yeah. Can you see me?
No, we can't see you. I don't know. You don't have your. Yeah, I don't know if you got your camera's not working or.
Maybe I need to start video or.
Yes, there you are.
Oh, there you go. Okay, start video. That did it. Okay. Hey.
Okay.
Mhm.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I
Hey.
brought up to Lloyd and some of the board members
Hello?
selling.
Let's-
Am I on still? I don't know. I
There you
heard
go.
it.
Well, your audio was.
Somebody else is chiming
Go ahead
in.
and repeat that again. What you just said.
Yeah, I talked to some of the board members when they used to do the buy and sell at the beginning of the meetings, who bought and who sold. I'm getting at a point where I'm ready to sell some of mine, and we thought maybe this would be a good place to present it. So I was looking at selling for 4 families, so it's a 16 unit. They're located in South County. They're all 1 bedrooms. They're adjoined by a firewall. Just give my number. My number's 314-422-9887. If you're interested, and we can talk further about some of the property.
And you did say that you were maybe willing for the right person to assist with the financing,
Yeah, I could do owner financing.
owner financing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that make a big difference.
Yeah, that would be an option. It would benefit me and it would benefit the new buyer, especially a new buyer that's just getting started. This is a great
Oh yeah, yeah.
to get started.
I have somebody who might be interested.
Great. I'm glad we got on this call.
Mhm.
Sure.
I will get in touch with you.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Thank you.
There you go.
What are the
I need money. I just see Lloyd or John. They got lots of it.
What are the rent rates?
Rents average about $585. So they range from low 500s up to $640. I've had some tenants that have been in there the entire 30 years.
Wow.
So yeah, some
I thought I
long.
was good. I had one that was with me for 20 years, and
It is good.
you did that. Beat that.
Sometimes it's a blessing and sometimes it's a curse when they stay a long time.
Yeah.
True. Very true.
Okay. Anybody else have anything?
It's okay.
I don't see any chats, or just go ahead and we are so few of us on here now. Just go ahead and unmute yourself and
All right, thanks everyone.
dollar. Okay.
Thank you.
I'd like to introduce myself. Can anyone hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, Karen.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, I used to go to the club for several years, and then it's just a lot going on. I got divorced and everything. So I just stopped, looking into investing. So instead I run several marathons. That's what I did. But now since back to normal, I'm really looking into buying. Yeah, I have a full-time job, so I like to buy those single-family homes in University City. So if anyone have any leads on property in University City, that would be great.
Okay. It's single-family homes, Karen?
Yeah, it's easier to manage than apartments. Since I have a regular job, it's hard for me to manage apartments.
Okay.
Okay.
You want to leave some contact information there?
Please.
How they want
Okay,
to.
could I just send to the chat? Okay.
Yes, please put it in the chat. Put whatever contact info you want, whether it's email, phone number, or both, please.
Okay.
Okay, that'd be great. And then please make a note, anybody that's listening, if you got some single family homes in University City, you said, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That would be good. Oh, Overland.
Or
That
over.
would be great too. So
Okay.
So okay. I send my phone number and my email.
There we go. Okay. So
Okay.
anybody that's interested, please make a note of that.
I have a property in mind on Birch Lane. It's University City. It's a multiple bedroom home, completely updated.
Yeah. So if you could send me some information, that would be great.
Okay.
Okay. Very good.
Okay. Maybe we made a couple connections here today.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yeah, this looks like a good way to do this too, Lloyd. What we could do is just stick around for a few extra minutes because I know some
Sure.
people get on late, but they may have something with us not going to the lunches like we normally do. That makes it a little tougher on the networking because I know a lot of times that's where a lot of us got together and kind of networked.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah, we used to connect. I sold one property over lunch, so I know we did. I did some connections there.
Absolutely.
I have a question, gentlemen. Do any of you do flips or just rentals?
There's a wide variety of people. What do you have in mind? Just go ahead and put it out
Just
there.
do rentals.
Okay, so I have a home on California. It's an off market deal. So it's a 3-bedroom. There need to be the rehab will be significant in terms of. We just found out that the one of the bearing walls will need to be rebuilt. There was a little bit of bowing going on there, and that might bring down the price of the property. They want $55,000 for the home right now. It has a very nice front, and it has an opportunity to make it really, really high-end home for sale. So they want $55,000. The rehab would be between $60,000 and $100,000. I also had an architect there as well to give me some insight and ideas of what can be done there. And the comps for the area, very conservatively, it's going to be a wide range between $175,000 and $230,000. However, a person who sold a house for over $420,000 just a couple of blocks away said that it could be as high as between $250,000 and $300,000. So there is a nice spread there. It just depends of how much work, and it's all can be fixed. We have contacts for the people who can fix the situation with the wall, and it's just the outside. The inside walls, they look like, there's a lot of things can be done there. So let me know if you're interested.
Okay. Would you like to put your contact info in?
Yes, absolutely.
Please.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Here you go.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so
Yep.
much.
And I have quite a few. Hold on one second. Hi.
There's you are. Hi.
Yes. Right.
So I work with investor specialists. So I have access to quite a few deals. I also connected with multiple investors network as well, and participate in exchange of this within the St. Louis area. It's quite wide, as you know. So if you ever need any particular properties, and I do have a few, I have kind of gems that are officially not for sale, but I know the owner will be interested in selling them. One of the properties is in Shaw, next to Botanical Gardens. And two of the units, it's a 4-family. It's 4 units. 2 of the units have been very nicely updated. And 2 of the units could be updated, but the renters are long-term and they really don't want to move. So, and it has a really, really impeccable record in terms of payments and everything else. So the owner said that he would go for $379 for it. And I have photos and information on it. So just if you're interested, let me know. It's a solid building, and all the main systems that, as we know, that requires the most maintenance as a HVAC and everything else has been updated and in a really, really good condition. So just keep me posted if that's something that interests you. So,
Okay.
and he has books too, to actually provide the proof of the good payments and good standing for the renters as well.
Okay, very good. Anybody else have anything here? Or need anything?
I had a question. I was looking for a builder. If anybody has a recommendation for a builder.
What kind of, just a general contractor?
No, so I'm looking to build a property in Central West End. So I'm looking for an actual builder.
Oh,
Oh,
I
okay.
have a good one.
Okay.
Hold on. Very, very good one. He's got a very nice homes, and he's very good at what he does. Just one sec. I'll pull it up. I'm there. You can look at their projects on Facebook. Matt, where is he? His name is Matt. Matt Midden. And I'm gonna put his information right here.
Yellow.
If you could share that, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm putting it right here in the box. Hold on just a second. Matt Midden, and I'm gonna also.
Okay, and he's on Facebook. You said also we could look him up.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's his company called Midden Development Group. I have another one, but I have to pull up. I have to get like exact information. He has got that builder has a very good reputation and quality of work as well. So this is his info. I'm putting at Midden Development Group. So the telephone number.
Okay.
I am giving you the phone number right now. 314 227 46 69. There you go.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Gina.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Check them out. And I'll Amber, if you find me I'm on the Facebook. If you find me there, I can actually, I'm going to try and find another person so you could kind of compare the notes on the, on the work and whatnot. And I'll be happy to share that with you as well. So just connect with me on the Facebook, or my phone number is in the chat box. So.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you.
Very good.
Great.
Okay, anybody else? I saw Amber's box light up, but she's on mute right now. If you unmute yourself, I'm assuming if it lights up, that means you're speaking. Is that right, John?
It most of the time.
Most of the time, okay.
You never know what's going to happen with these things.
Okay.
But yeah, that's
Oh,
the idea.
okay. She just unmuted.
Yeah, I asked
Hey.
my question already, so I'm good.
Oh, okay, you did. Okay,
He's looking for the builder.
very good. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, excellent. Anybody else have anything? That's some good information. I mean,
Yeah.
this is what we're missing out of our lunches,
Uh-huh.
our networking lunches, because we, as you know, we just sit around and talk, and this is how deals get done. You know,
Mhm.
find out who people are using and what they like, what they don't like. I like the idea of looking people up too, like that. The extra due diligence, like Eugene, you just told us about, was very important. Yeah, go look them up on Facebook. There's actually a site on there too for bad contractors. I don't know, I can't remember what it's called, but I've seen a lot. Yeah, it's really helpful too, because you can go there before you actually even call anybody and have them come out for anything and see what other people's experience are, because they pretty much tell the truth as far as I can tell on there.
Mhm. Also have very good contractors information as well. So if you guys ever need them, just let me know.
Sure. You know, that might be helpful to share on our Facebook group, the
Okay.
STLREIA group. I don't know if you're a member. Everybody should be one. If you're not, you can find us. It's just STLREIA. If you can't find us, yeah, request to join. We try to keep it down to where people don't come in and spam us with a lot of things. So we do kind of approve the things before it's posted, but the members, we want to put all the stuff on there, and I really encourage you to use our group too, to share it with. So that's very helpful. Yeah, anything that you want to do to contribute, very much appreciated.
Sounds good.
Very much. Yeah.
Love that.
Mhm.
I'm looking right now.
Anybody else have anything they want to sell, or what they're looking for or buy, or? I mean, I know a lot of us on this call, a lot of us are landlords, so they're just kind of hanging in there to see what happens. But this still, I think, is a really good place to do this, and a good time, because a lot of us are already going to be here on Fridays anyway. And
yeah,
but only thing is, you got to serve your own lunch. I can't do that for you.
Yeah. Bring your own, or brown bag it. Get a carry out.
We are eating healthier, I will have to say, Laura and I at home, by making our own food.
Oh yeah.
We're just missing the greasy burgers sometimes.
Well, this is a good excuse to stay away from them. So
that's right.
We're eating pretty good here at my house too.
Sounds good. All right, guys, I got a class to attend.
Yes.
Got to get those credits done, and it was very, very nice seeing y'all. And thank you so much for adding me to the group. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
See you looking forward after Corona time.
Yes.
Right.
Bye.
We'll get back to live. Fine.
John, if you ask Laura nicely, she may make you a greasy burger.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
No, that's not on our plan right now.
Okay.
Very nice to meeting you all again. And some of them are old friends. So although you don't recognize me, but I recognize you. So
Sure. No, we recognize you.
Yeah.
okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. Wish we can get back together in person shortly, but probably after the first of the year. The way our facility isn't doing any training, letting anybody in use the classrooms where we normally meet. So.
Yes.
Okay. Well, if nobody has anything else, I guess that's it, John. Now you got lined up for next Tuesday. We got Laura Ludington on queued up.
Yes.
Tuesday. Looking forward to hearing from her.
Yes, we do. That'll be great. Yeah, Laura's been doing some amazing things in wholesaling during this, working from home. She's gotten real creative, and it's really going to be very interesting and enlightening to see what she's doing. And I know we can all get a lot of good tips from her. I know I've personally done business with her over the years, and she's done some things that I know nobody else would go the extra mile for. So I'm really looking forward to hearing what she's doing right now myself.
Yeah, I am too.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry, I missed it. Who is doing that?
Laura Ludington.
Laura? Okay.
Yeah, she's on the website, and you should be getting a notice by email. If not, let me know. But you should, and please register. And we will record it, but it's always best live, because that way you can ask your questions, anything particular. It's always good to be in person if possible.
Yeah, it's on our website now, and I put it on Meetup too. So
yes,
website.
Yeah, that'd be very good. Well worth your time. Yes.
Okay. I guess that's it, John.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming in,
Thank you.
everybody, and we'll see you. We'll see you Tuesday, and then we'll see you here at the same time. Same was a bad channel next week.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Have a
All
great
right.
weekend.
Yeah,
Bye now.
you too. Take care.